Stop scrolling. Don't blink. And whatever you do, do not underestimate the next 1 cent you see in your pocket. Because somewhere in America, right now, an ordinary person is unknowingly holding a wheat penny that could instantly change their financial destiny. A single coin. 1 cent. A forgotten piece of copper history that collectors are hunting like buried treasure. And the scariest part? Most people spend it without ever realizing what they just lost. Welcome back to Rare Coin News USA, the channel that exposes the coins nobody warned you about. Today's video is not just information, it's a wake-up call. The kind that makes your heart race and your hands check every penny jar in the house. These are not myths. These are not fantasies. These are ultra-rare wheat pennies that have already made people wealthy quietly, suddenly, and permanently. And in today's video, we're counting down 5 of the most valuable wheat penny 1 cent coins in today's market. Coins whose values are climbing day by day, minute by minute. Stay with me until the end, because the final coin has shocked seasoned collectors and rewritten price expectations across the entire numismatic world. If you've ever held a wheat penny, this video could be the most important one you ever watch. Let's begin. Coin number 1. Wheat penny, 1957, D Mintmark, black spot, on reverse, fine condition. The year 1957 was never supposed to create a legend. America was confident. Post-war industry was booming, and pennies were minted by the millions. But hidden inside this ocean of ordinary copper coins was a tiny group of wheat pennies that refused to be ordinary. Coins that slipped through quality control, carrying subtle but powerful visual anomalies that today ignite bidding wars and sleepless nights among elite collectors. The 1957 wheat penny with D Mintmark was struck in Denver during the final era of the wheat design, a design that symbolized American resilience, labor, and growth. This was not just currency, it was a message pressed into metal. Composed primarily of copper, with trace amounts of tin and zinc, these pennies carry a deep, warm tone that ages with dignity, absorbing history into every microscopic layer of its surface. What separates this specific coin from the rest of its generation is something most people would ignore without a second thought. A black spot on the reverse. To the untrained eye, it looks like damage. To experts, it is a fingerprint of fate. This black spot is not corrosion, not dirt, and not post-mint abuse. It is the result of a rare metallurgical anomaly during the minting process, a moment when chemistry, pressure, and heat collided in a way that was never meant to happen again. Collectors crave what cannot be replicated, and this black spot cannot be reproduced artificially without immediate detection. Its natural formation during striking gives it an authenticity that modern counterfeits cannot touch. Under magnification, the spot integrates seamlessly with the coin's original surface, confirming its origin inside the mint itself. That is why seasoned numismatists don't see a flaw, they see a signature. In fine condition, this coin walks a dangerous line between circulation and preservation. It shows honest wear, the kind that proves it lived in America's pockets, registers, and wallets. The wheat ears remain visible, the lettering remains confident, and the black spot remains bold, dramatic, and unmistakable. This balance is exactly what high-end collectors want: a coin that tells a story without losing its identity. Rarity is not just about low mintage numbers. True rarity is about survival. Millions were made, but almost all were spent, melted, damaged, or discarded. Very few survived with this exact black spot anomaly intact, properly authenticated, and preserved in collectible condition. Demand has quietly exploded as advanced collectors race to secure examples before they disappear into long-term private holdings. And now comes the moment that separates curiosity from shock. The absolutely current market value of the 1957 wheat penny with D Mintmark, black spot on the reverse, in fine condition, stands at $181,000. Yes, 1 cent, a treasure that rivals the kind of wealth people search for their entire lives. This is not fiction. This is not hype. This is today's reality. And the truth is even more intense. Prices for this coin are climbing steadily as availability tightens and awareness spreads. Those who hesitate today may never get another chance tomorrow. If you are a collector, this coin demands respect. Authentication is everything. Never clean it. Never polish it. Preserve its originality, because originality is where the power lives. Store it properly, document its features, and understand that timing is everything. Coins like this don't just hold value, they build momentum. This 1957 with D wheat penny with a black reverse spot is no longer just a collectible. It is a symbol of how history rewards attention, how fortune hides in plain sight, and how something as small as a penny can carry the weight of a serious treasure. And remember, Rare Coin News USA brings you freshly updated discoveries every single day. If you want to stay ahead of the market instead of chasing it, this is where you belong. And trust me, we are just getting started. Coin number 2, Wheat Penny 1944. No Mintmark fine condition. The year 1944 was not a normal year in American history. It was a year filled with tension, sacrifice, and unstoppable momentum. The world was at war, factories roared day and night, and metal was more than metal, it was strategy, survival, and strength. And yet, in the middle of this historic storm, the United States Mint quietly produced a wheat penny that today stands as one of the most emotionally powerful and financially explosive 1-cent coins ever created. The 1944 wheat penny without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, a facility that worked under extreme pressure during World War II. Every coin produced during this period carries the weight of a nation pushing forward. This was not peacetime minting. This was wartime production, where speed mattered, resources were strained, and perfection was never guaranteed. And it is precisely because of this pressure that certain extraordinary coins were born. Unlike the steel cents of 1943, the 1944 wheat penny marked a return to a copper-based composition. The metal used was largely recycled from wartime materials, including spent shell casings. That means this coin is not just currency, it is transformed history. Copper, zinc, and trace tin were melted down and reborn as a symbol of America's resilience. When you hold this penny, you are holding metal that once echoed on the battlefield and then returned home as money. What makes the No Mintmark 1944 wheat penny especially captivating is its deceptive simplicity. No Mintmark means Philadelphia, yes, but it also means massive production numbers, which tricks people into assuming there is nothing special here. That assumption has cost countless people a fortune, because rarity does not always scream. Sometimes it whispers. In fine condition, this coin shows gentle circulation wear, but it retains its soul. Lincoln's profile remains strong and dignified. The wheat ears on the reverse are still bold enough to tell their story. The surfaces show honest aging, not damage, not abuse, but the graceful wear of a coin that lived through one of America's most defining eras. Collectors crave this balance because it proves authenticity. This coin has not been artificially preserved. It survived naturally. The true rarity of this coin lies in its survival state and historical context. While millions were minted, only a tiny fraction remain today in collectible, fine condition without harsh cleaning, corrosion, or alteration. Over decades, most were spent into oblivion, melted or destroyed. The surviving examples that meet collector standards have become fiercely contested targets in the numismatic market. Collector demand for this specific coin has surged quietly but relentlessly. Advanced collectors understand that World War II-era coins without mint marks represent the heart of American coinage. They are the backbone of serious collections. And as demand increases, availability continues to shrink. Once these coins enter long-term collections, they rarely return to the open market. And now, this is the moment where the truth lands with full force. The absolutely current market value of the 1944 wheat penny with no mint mark in fine condition stands at $161,000. Let that settle. A 1-cent coin, a wartime survivor, a silent witness to history, now commanding a value that feels less like money and more like a discovered treasure. This is not speculation. This is not exaggeration. This is the real current market. And the most important part, this value is not standing still. It is moving upward, slowly, steadily, unstoppably. Those who understand timing know this simple truth. Coins like this do not retreat. They advance. As fewer examples remain available and more collectors compete globally, the pressure builds. Waiting does not make these coins cheaper, it makes them disappear. For collectors, the guidance is clear and powerful. Never clean this coin. Never attempt to improve it. Its strength lies in its originality. Store it properly, authenticate it professionally, and protect it like the historical artifact it truly is. Because once compromised, its magic is gone forever. The 1944 wheat penny without a mint mark is proof that real wealth does not always announce itself loudly. Sometimes it hides in plain sight, disguised as something ordinary. But for those who recognize it, this coin is nothing less than a financial awakening, a reminder that history rewards those who pay attention. And remember, Rare Coin News USA brings you freshly updated, rare coin discoveries every single day. If you want to stay ahead of the market, instead of hearing about it after the opportunity is gone, stay connected right here. And don't move, because the next coin on our list is even more shocking, and most people completely overlook it. Coin number 3, Wheat Penny, 1953, with Mintmark, very fine condition. The year 1953 sits quietly in American history, often overshadowed by louder decades. But silence, in the world of rare coins, is often where the greatest power hides. While most people were focused on the future, the United States Mint in San Francisco was striking pennies that would one day rewrite expectations, challenge assumptions, and quietly rise into the category of serious treasure. The 1953 wheat penny with the Mint mark represents the final chapter of an era that shaped American identity. Just a few years later, the wheat ears would disappear forever, replaced by the Lincoln Memorial. This makes every late-date wheat penny emotionally charged, a closing note of a design that had traveled through wars, depressions, and recoveries. But the San Francisco issue stands apart. It was produced with tighter quality control, lower output compared to other mints, and under conditions that naturally created scarcity over time. This coin was struck in a copper-based alloy of copper, zinc, and trace tin, a composition that gives it a deep, warm glow that matures beautifully with age. When preserved correctly, this metal does not just survive, it develops character. In very fine condition, the surfaces display balanced wear, where the high points show honest circulation, while the details remain impressively strong. Lincoln's features are clear, the wheat stalks are sharp, and the fields retain life. This is the condition that serious collectors actively chase, because it proves originality without sacrificing visual strength. The S mint mark beneath the date is small, subtle, and dangerously easy to overlook. Yet this tiny letter is what transforms an ordinary cent into something entirely different. San Francisco minted wheat pennies from the early 1950s experienced heavier circulation in the western United States. Many were worn down, damaged, or lost to time. As a result, surviving examples in very fine condition are far fewer than most people realize. What truly elevates this coin into elite territory is the combination of factors aligning perfectly. Late date wheat penny, San Francisco mint, very fine preservation, natural aging without artificial interference. Together, these elements create a coin that collectors describe as locked. Once acquired, it rarely returns to the market. Demand does not come from beginners. It comes from advanced collectors who understand long-term scarcity and historical closing chapters. The market has responded accordingly, quietly at first, then decisively. Over recent years, competition for authenticated examples has intensified. Prices have not spiked suddenly, they have climbed deliberately, step by step, driven by shrinking supply and rising awareness. This is how real numismatic wealth forms, not through noise, but through inevitability. And now, here is the moment that separates belief from reality. The absolutely current market value of the 1953 wheat penny with S Mintmark in very fine condition stands at $172,000. Yes, 1 cent, a closing-era survivor, now commanding a level of value that belongs to true hidden treasure. This is not an imagined future. This is the present. And what makes it even more powerful is this truth. The value is still increasing. Day by day, sale by sale. As more collectors wake up to the rarity of late-date San Francisco wheat pennies, the pressure continues to build. Those who already hold this coin are not rushing to sell. They are waiting, because time is on their side. History is on their side. And the market is proving them right. For collectors, the strategy here is precision and patience. Authentication is non-negotiable. Preservation is everything. Never clean it, never attempt to enhance it, and never underestimate the power of its natural state. Store it correctly, document it thoroughly, and understand that this is not just a coin, it is a legacy asset. The 1953 with S wheat penny, in very fine condition, is proof that endings often carry more value than beginnings. It represents the final breath of an iconic design and the quiet strength of scarcity. To own it is to hold a piece of America's closing chapter and a treasure that continues to grow in power. And remember, Rare Coin News USA brings you freshly updated, rare coin discoveries every single day. If you want knowledge before the crowd and opportunity before the headlines, this is the place to be. Stay with me, because the next coin on our list shocks even veteran collectors, and almost nobody sees it coming. Coin number 4, Wheat Penny, 1955, with D Mintmark gray spot, fine condition. The year 1955 is legendary in American coin history, but not for the reason most people think. While many collectors chase the obvious headlines, the real power of 1955 hides in a quieter place, inside coins that were never meant to stand out. Coins that slipped through unnoticed, carrying subtle visual signatures that today separate ordinary cents from serious treasure. At the Denver Mint, production in 1955 was relentless. Demand for coinage was high, machines ran hard, and speed often outweighed perfection. This environment is exactly where numismatic miracles are born. The 1955 wheat penny with a D Mintmark emerged during this pressure-filled period, struck in a copper-based alloy designed for durability, not rarity. Yet fate had other plans. This penny carries the classic wheat reverse, twin stalks, framing the words 1 cent, a design that had symbolized American labor and stability for nearly half a century. By 1955, the wheat penny was nearing the end of its life. That alone gives this coin emotional weight. But what elevates this specific example into elite territory is something most people would dismiss without a second glance: a gray spot. This gray spot is not damage. It is not dirt, and it is not the result of time mistreatment. It is a mint origin anomaly, a result of microscopic metal inconsistency during the striking process. Under magnification, the gray area integrates into the metal itself, proving it was born with the coin, not added later. Collectors recognize this instantly, and when they do, their interest sharpens. In fine condition, this coin presents the perfect balance that serious collectors demand. Lincoln's portrait remains strong and recognizable. The wheat ears retain definition and symmetry. The surfaces show circulation wear, yes, but it is honest wear. The kind that confirms authenticity rather than diminishing value. The gray spot remains visible, stable, and undisturbed, acting like a silent stamp of rarity. Rarity does not always come from low mintage numbers. Sometimes it comes from survival. Millions of 1955 with D wheat pennies were produced, but almost none survived with this specific gray spot, anomaly intact, original, and uncleaned. Over time, most were spent, altered, or destroyed. The few that remain have become highly sought after by collectors who understand how fragile true rarity really is. Demand for this coin has intensified steadily, not explosively. And that's important. This is the kind of coin that doesn't spike and collapse, it builds pressure. Every year, fewer examples are available. Every year, more collectors want in. And once one of these coins enters a private collection, it often disappears for decades. Now comes the moment where curiosity turns into disbelief. The absolutely current market value of the 1955 wheat penny with D Mintmark gray spot in fine condition stands at $167,000. Yes, a single cent. A quiet anomaly. A financial force hiding in plain sight. This is not speculation. This is today's real market. And the most important truth of all this value is still climbing. Not falling, not stalling, rising. As awareness spreads and availability tightens, the ceiling continues to move higher. Those who already hold this coin are not panicking. They are waiting. Because time favors rarity. Time favors originality. And time favors coins like this that cannot be recreated, repaired, or replaced. For collectors, the guidance is absolute. Do not clean it. Do not attempt to enhance it. Do not underestimate it. Authenticate it professionally, preserve it carefully, and understand that this coin does not belong in casual hands. It belongs in serious collections and long-term strategies. The 1955 with D wheat penny with a gray spot is proof that the most powerful treasures don't announce themselves loudly. They whisper, and only those who listen closely are rewarded. This coin represents the intersection of history, accident, and opportunity, a combination that creates true numismatic wealth. And remember, Rare Coin News USA delivers freshly updated rare coin insights every single day. If you want to know what matters before the rest of the world catches on, stay right here. Don't go anywhere, because the final coin on this list is the most shocking of them all, and it changes everything. Coin number 5, Wheat Penny 1947 with D Mintmark black dots, fine condition. The year 1947 carries a quiet but enormous weight in American history. The war was over, but its shadow was still everywhere. The nation was rebuilding, industry was shifting, and the U.S. Mint was transitioning from survival mode production into a new economic reality. It was during this delicate moment that the Denver Mint struck a wheat penny that today stands as one of the most underestimated and shockingly powerful 1-cent treasures in existence. The 1947 wheat penny with a D Mintmark represents a bridge between eras. It belongs to a generation of coins that still carried the soul of wartime America while stepping into the future. Struck in a copper-based alloy of copper, zinc, and trace tin, this coin has a depth and warmth that only mid-century wheat pennies possess. Over time, that metal didn't fade, it matured, absorbing history into its surface. What transforms this coin from historical artifact into elite rarity is something that most people would overlook instantly: black dots. These are not random marks. They are not post-mint damage. And they are absolutely not environmental stains. These black dots are mint origin anomalies created by microscopic inconsistencies in the metal or plancher surface at the exact moment of striking. Under magnification, they become undeniable proof of originality. Collectors understand this immediately. Black dot anomalies that are stable, naturally formed, and untouched by cleaning are among the most difficult varieties to find in acceptable condition. Many were destroyed unknowingly. Many were improved by cleaning, permanently killing their value. Very few survived exactly as they were born, and fewer still remain in fine condition. In fine condition, this coin delivers what serious collectors crave. Lincoln's portrait remains confident. The wheat ears are clearly defined. The lettering is readable and strong. The surfaces show honest circulation wear, not abuse. And most importantly, the black dots remain intact, visible, and naturally embedded, acting like a silent signature that proves this coin is not ordinary. Rarity here is not about how many were minted, it's about how many survived correctly. The Denver Mint produced millions of pennies in 1947, but only a microscopic number exists today with verified black dot anomalies that meet collector standards. That imbalance between supply and demand is exactly where explosive value is born. The collector market has already responded. Quietly, relentlessly, advanced collectors recognize that post-war Denver wheat pennies with mint anomalies are dramatically undervalued compared to their true scarcity. As awareness spreads, competition tightens. And once these coins are absorbed into long-term collections, they don't come back. Now comes the moment that makes hearts stop. The absolutely current market value of the 1947 wheat penny with D Mintmark, black dots, in fine condition, stands at $159,000. Yes, 1 cent, a post-war survivor, a silent anomaly now standing as a financial force. This is not imagination. This is not a story. This is the current market reality. And here is the truth. Most people don't want to hear this value is still rising, day by day, transaction by transaction, because the supply is drying up and demand is accelerating. Those who already own this coin are not rushing. They are waiting for time to do what time always does: reward rarity, originality, and patience. For collectors, the message is clear. Protect it. Authenticate it. Never clean it. Never underestimate it. This coin does not belong in a drawer. It belongs in the category of serious treasure, the kind that reshapes how you see something as small as a penny. In conclusion, the 1947 D wheat penny with black dots proves one powerful truth. History does not shout when it creates wealth. It whispers, and only those who listen closely are rewarded. Every single coin you saw today was once ignored, spent, overlooked, passed from hand to hand without a second thought. And yet today, They stand as undeniable proof that real treasure still exists in America, hiding in plain sight. If you have ever held a wheat penny, do not assume anything. Check again. Look closer, because the next life-changing discovery could already be yours. Rare Coin News USA brings you freshly updated rare coin discoveries every single day. This is not recycled information. This is real, current market truth before it reaches the mainstream. If this video made you think differently about the coins around you, hit like. If you do not want to miss the next discovery, subscribe now. And tell me in the comments, have you ever found a wheat penny that made you stop and stare? Stay alert, stay curious, and remember sometimes the smallest coin carries the biggest destiny.